which is interesting. All right, we're in game now. You still fixing the colors and shit?
No, we're all good. So I'll start off here in
All
the
right.
lower left corner of the map. As we said before, guys, ready, action, or showtime. Well, I was going for something better than that. It's the Green
Yeah, you failed
Protoss
that miserably. I know
playing
what
for
you were
Team
going for
Vega.
there, and I applaud you for trying.
Whatever, it's Team Vega showtime, guys.
All right, his opponent spawning across from him on Cloud Kingdom. It is the Blue Zerg, taking it even for his team 2-2. It is Prop Hob.
Yeah, and ignoring my terrible intro there, I do want to say again, Property and Vega, two newer teams. I mean, they're definitely got good players as we've seen so far, but I really hope these guys get some notoriety and start growing because I mean, what we've seen today, they've got some great people in the rosters.
Yeah, I've seen Runa and Showtime play before. Bunny was a surprise for me. I like with a name like Prop Hob, you kind of think whether the name or the team came first. It's like one of those chicken or the egg thing.
I really
I
hope
really
his
like it.
I
It's
hope
one of those names
his
that just goes.
I hope his real name's Bob. That would be perfect. Bob
That
Prop
would be
Hob.
awesome. Hey, my name's Bob. My ID's Prop Bob.
Well, we do that probe, it's oh so standard, oh so typical up here, and being just a nuisance, but actually not harassing too much, and going straight to the natural.
Yeah.
And okay, so we do have the drone scale going out as well, like, with that pool first. So I mean, there's really not a lot Hobbs gonna get away with, or sorry, Showtime's gonna get away with.
I don't imagine we're gonna see Nexus first here. Pool's already down to block any sort of pylon, but I'd imagine he's saving up minerals for Nexus at this point. We won't even bother seeing. Yeah, the probe's just jetting out of there.
Yeah, it's a huge ban. Oh no, just being invested in the forge for now. That's I guess he
Hmm.
did see the ring around the rosy happening.
Yeah.
Why waste all that time?
And immediately after putting that forge down, we see the Protoss try and get back in position again. Not quite fast enough on the hatchery. Did not quite get enough minerals in time. And now we just have endless ring around the rosy going on 2 points right now.
It's
Oh no,
funny
the
because I
Nexus
mean
has
like
gone.
this Nexus block with the probe, or sorry, the hatchery block with the probe, that's something so typical of Protoss. You don't often see Zerg come out and kind of say, all right, you know what? Tit for tat, friend, as I block your Nexus. And we do have a cannon going down with this forge, so that pretty much secures our Protoss player for the next 5 minutes. And Hob sitting here at the third, waiting to throw down another hatchery.
Yeah. Everything is aligning to be quite standard so far.
And I feel like this, like, you really don't see deviations of this in this matchup. Like, this is, forget the meta, this is how you have to play this matchup, it feels. Like, you don't see anyone do anything else, unless it's something crazy like a spine crawler rush. I mean,
Yeah.
with the creep, you don't see Protoss doing cannon rushes so frequently anymore. Zerg kind of have that free reign to take 3 bases, get that huge economy. And Protoss, of course, one of the few races, not one of the few, sorry, it's a race that you can comfortably play 2 bases off of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for an extended period of time. It really just kind of, if
Oh,
you commit to some sort of 2 base all in, you can change it up based on the flow of the game and decide to take a third at X or Y point in time. But primarily, you either see some sort of 2 base aggression or a pretty fast third bases, especially on a map like Cloud Kingdom where it's definitely feasible to, as long as you get that sentry count up high enough early on, to take that third base with pretty pretty easy time to it. Interesting Zergling production here. I mean, this is just like mass slowing. This is something that we've seen out of players occasionally, like Targa. But I don't think this is really going to.
not with the Zella blocking, there's just no way for him to really
Yeah,
get
and the
in there.
pylon, as soon as it powers, yeah, it's going to scout all these things.
Yeah, now there's just kind of useless units for the time being. I mean, that Zella is so strong, and the cannon damage is so high, there's no way for him to really break this. He can't even pick off a pylon or a forge. And to secure this, Showtime actually turned down a pylon, so there's no way for Hob to get in right now.
Yeah, this is a lot of dead drones. I mean, there are 11 being made in production right now, but this is so many waves of lings that don't even have speed. There's not gas going down. I mean, he needs to keep gas delayed a little bit to get his drone count back up because he's barely even saturating his natural. He has 3 bases at this point.
Yeah, I
Queens
mean,
also took a hit during this time. I mean, this is
you
a
you
really
can't
big
be
commit.
It's 36 workers to 26. You can't be in this position as a Zerg player, especially if you go for an early third base. I mean, if you're gonna do something crazy like this, maybe you've got banelings, maybe you're doing it off 2 bases, but like, you go for that third base, saturate it. Do this like 4 minutes down the line, because right now, that's how long these Zerglings will be sitting here doing nothing.
Yeah. There is a robotics facility on the way, so that will be the tech choice for our Protoss player thus far. And I don't know. I'm assuming at this point it's going to be Immortal, as we don't have additional gateway production quite yet for Robo, for War Prism, my bad.
Yeah, a couple gateways being thrown down here in the back of the base, in the main. Yep, 3 more being added, so 4 gates plus a Robo. You know why they call them Immortals, right, Panda?
Because they don't die.
I was gonna say make like a joke about an immortal all in, but yeah, no, that too.
Uh,
They just never freaking die, especially with all that
isn't the
sentry
lore
support.
is the lore specifically one unit type, or is it just like any generic unit type that was brought back as an Immortal?
I think this was like how they tried to evolve the adaptation of the Dragoon, but I don't know. I haven't looked into the Protoss lore to be honest.
I'm sure somebody kept.
There's no League of Legends like tip window I can hit real quick to bring that up either, unfortunately. But we do have a lot of gas for a Zerg player right now, getting his third at the moment. Finally starting to catch up in this drone count, 50 to 51. This is where you probably should have been about 2 minutes ago.
That is 9 minutes in the game, even when Protoss player on drones, and having to go up against an all-in is just very detrimental. Although we only see our Protoss player going up to 6 gates right now, it does look like with this wall off that he's going to go for the third base. Zelt's positioned a little bit behind the sentries there. There are a fair amount of lings, although speed is quite far off, so the Protoss should be able to deal with this no problem.
Yeah, I mean, this is again another investment choice that I'm questioning because I see so many Zerglings on the field. You would think speed would have been invested earlier or Banelings or something, but ugh.
He's good now. He can delay his start a little bit, but if he went for something like that, it would oh god damn it. It would have been after his opponent would have had a decent sentry count. And trying to put everything on the flip of a coin
Yeah.
is not really what you want to do in a team league. He has a couple roaches on the field now, working on the rocks at his ramp. We should see him posture a little bit on the map and try and take a 4th base as soon as roach move speed finishes up.
Yeah, an infestation pit on the way too, and this is all the sort of stuff he's going to need to deal with those sentries. Because those immortals, while incredibly strong and dangerous units, once the support's gone, once there's no sentries, doesn't matter if they're zealots or stalkers, those immortals have nothing to protect them.
Yeah. The infestation pit is like sadly late at this point.
Yeah,
Well,
everything's...
The infestation pit come down at around 11 minutes.
Everything's
Just get a little bit sad for the Zerg player. And yeah, there's the 4th base that I was talking about, and we should see him posture out. Try and either delay if he gets there in time, or just poke at this 3rd base. Ling run by into the natural if there isn't a Zealot hold positioned in that little hidey hole.
Yeah, I mean, there's been so many times where a Protoss player, you know, people like Titan, for example, crazy good Protoss players forget about that wall in, and it can cost you dearly.
Yeah.
But it is about time, though. As you said, that 4th base, it's about time Hob started playing this a little bit more close to the cuff and staying 1 base ahead of his opponent. Not even
now
on
we see him at
drones.
around 80 drones. As soon as his 4th gets saturated and he has creep there, we should see the like hive spire morphing and then the spine crawler wall starting up.
I do like, too, that he started being proactive, as you said, posturing on the map, but also clearing out all of the rocks. And this opens up so many new areas.
Let's see.
Where is...
We do have a Warp Prism coming out now. Chromatic boosters, or chromatic drive has not yet been researched. Is there a Robo Bay yet? I do not think so. We should see it within the next minute, minute and a half. Although he doesn't yet have the gases saturated at his 3rd base yet. This is looking to be a pretty high stalker count timing.
Yeah, and I feel like this Warp Prism's not going to be used so much for like drops or anything sneaky, but just as a forward pylon.
Alright, well, Showtime wants to commit here, and it's not really going to be all or nothing because he's in a very good economic position. But Blink's still pretty far out. I don't know what signaling he's pushed at this point.
Well, he does have quite a few sentries with full energy, so I mean, it's not like he's going to lose too much, and retreating from this even wouldn't be that big of a deal as long as he doesn't lose these sentries right away.
Yeah.
we do have pylons coming to back up this warp prism just in case it gets picked off, I guess. A couple spine crawlers going down, but Hob really gonna need more than 2 to really hold this. And I don't know, I'm checking Hob's vision, he doesn't know
Oh,
about
this
the
is great
pylons.
positioning here.
He doesn't know that this is coming.
Yeah,
and
this is
he's-
completely unscouted too. It's going to be very difficult to try and engage this with pure Ling and a couple of infestors.
If Hobbs quick, he could even wall off this ramp with force fields, and none of those infestors will enter the battle, but that's not going to be the case. Hob getting in just barely in time. And wow, picking up those infestors, only a couple fungals going out right away.
Yeah.
But
The Greater
oh,
Spire
no.
is being morphed behind all of this, but I mean, there's still so much energy for force fields here, and their Guardian Shield has been down the entire freaking time. Look how much of trouble these Zerglings are having trying to engage.
Yeah,
and he's nearly out of
Infested
fungal
Terran's
energy.
already
at this point
cleared
as well.
out. I don't know, Panda. Hob in a lot of trouble. He didn't really pick off much, if any, of this Protoss army. Granted, a lot of these Stalkers are weak and low, but guess what? Shields.
Yeah.
Guess what? Chicken butt.
Oh, I haven't heard that since like middle school.
Oh man, those infestors slaughtered as soon as they spawn, blinking up to the high ground with the assistance of this observer. And I mean, there's still a lot of Zerglings, but as you said, look at these force field, or waiting for them. A little bit delayed. The infestors are getting a ton of fungals off.
It doesn't even matter. Look at how fast those Zerglings are dying to 2-1 upgrades of his opponent. And Blink has completed now, so you can just completely abuse that fact.
Yeah, up on the high ground, coming down to the low ground. Zerglings not getting any utility, and these infestors being slaughtered. Drones being pulled, and I think we're gonna see a GG.
I would hope so.
Yeah, alright, I guess a delayed GG. He's blocking his ramp, but again, when you pull drones like that, that's kind of the signal that, yup, gave it my all.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm interested to see who property will put